Not yet.
Damn.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Dueling Aces on the 2022 side.
Ooh, let's go. We were on the 2022 side last week, too.
I said another edition. Another edition on the 2022 side. With me, our bearded wise one, Bruiser.
That's
Adam, Wondering Khaki Pants, Wissinger, and of course, the Stats Man, Mr. Zolt.
I think that is the first time that my name and Wise have ever been used in the same sentence.
You're welcome.
First and last?
Probably. I mean, unless Wise is immediately accompanied by the word ass.
I was just trying to be respectful. How the hell are you gentlemen this week?
Oh,
On Black Monday.
I am
fantabulous.
I am in the midst of what we call the doldrums at work because it is January and the majority of the plows have already been installed and nobody's thinking about doing spring maintenance yet, so we are fucking dead. I was done working by 12:15 today. So for the last 4 hours of work after I went to lunch at 1:30, the last 2.5 hours of work, I sat there on a stool and reorganized my bolt bin by my toolbox.
Yeah, that's never a good time.
Do you know how bored you have to be to reorganize a bolt bin?
Believe me, I used to do that. We would do that shit when we had the race car would be ready like Tuesday or Wednesday. We got till Saturday. We're hanging out at the shop. It's just literally rearranging shit. We already got everything's loaded for Saturday. There's nothing else, nothing else to do. So rearrange shit.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll let you get your own.
That Mama Bruiser.
It is. That is.
She 100% recovered from her little accident?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's good.
Good.
It's like Rookie of the Year. That arm's a lot stronger now than it was before.
I wish you could throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Do you know how rich I would be? I would take her right up to the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. I'd be like, you need to look at this.
Check this shit out.
Like, for real. Or I would work on her accuracy and just take her over to Cleveland Browns Stadium and be like, hey, I got a new number 6 for you.
Well, I mean, the bad thing about it is she goes to the Indians, she'll get a good year and she'll win the Cy Young, and then they'll just trade her ass away. That's what we do.
That's fine. Then she can go to New York and we can make buku money.
That's true.
That's how that works.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
My luck, she learns how to throw a football. She got that rocket arm. She's going to end up in somewhere like Dallas or Detroit.
Easy.
Results like, save it.
You know, speaking of Detroit, last week when we were like, there's no way. There's no way they're beating the Packers.
Yeah.
A little part of me was like, they might. They just might. Because I don't think Rodgers is playing. And I was like, I should really pick the Lions. And then yesterday afternoon, I was sitting there looking at the TV. I went, fuck!
Yeah, I had the worst week of all, and not just in George's leagues picks, but the ESPN pick. I was 2 games back, and like a dummy, the 1 o'clock games came down to I was the only one that picked the Bengals, and then there was a bunch. It was like 50-50 on the Ravens-Steelers game.
I took the Bengals too.
Needless to say, I was out by the 1 o'clock games.
I was so mad at the games yesterday because going into it, I'm like, I could have a good week. I might finish higher than Akers. I think I finished one back of him.
Yep.
Let's take a second and we're going to backtrack to the Lions since y'all brought them up. So obviously we went and released Anthony Lynn today.
Shocker.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
Poor
surprising.
Stacey Bell.
it's a fantabulous offense coordinator when you have to take the play calling duties away from them. You know, so that's fine. He's on his
Who is
way.
that?
Obviously,
Super good.
they're good. So I came across some stats because that's what I do.
I was close to signing it.
So since week 12, which is when Dan Campbell took over play calling duties, I'm going to give you some stats for Mr. Jared Goff. Now, mind you, he missed, I believe, 2 games or a game and a half in that time period. Third in the NFL in passer rating. 4th in the NFL in completion percentage. 11th in passing touchdowns. Tied for 2nd in fewest interceptions. So since week 12, he played 5 games. 69.6 completion percentage. Damn near 70. 7.1 yards per attempt. His yards per attempt are never going to be great. He had 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a passer rating of 107.1. It is food for thought for everybody that just wants to run him out of town. And I was on that bandwagon. I'm not sure I'm off that bandwagon. But it just kind of goes to show you what getting rid of a problem, in this case, an offensive coordinator calling shit plays, what that can do for you.
We wouldn't know in Cleveland.
Fair.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think your coordinator is the problem.
Well, I mean, you have the second leading rusher in the NFL in rushing yards, and he's getting 8 yards a fucking or eight carries a fucking game. For what reason? It's beyond me.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
And the thing that cracks me up the most is that they always tell you that the announcers always bring it up. Nick Chubb's he's averaging 5.7 yards a carry in the fourth quarter, but yet you actually have to play the fourth quarter to see it because he's never on the field in the fourth quarter when you need him to be.
Yeah, you brought that up. Just give me a second here. I actually want to bring up his. I want to see his carries per game.
Who,
It drops
Chubbs?
throughout the year.
He only had 12. He only had 12 the week before.
He had 12
There was one game he had
before.
8.
He had 9 against Cincinnati, 17 against Green Bay. Yeah, he had 8 against Baltimore. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah,
granted, that Baltimore game, his yards per attempt, he was 2 yards per rush. I get it.
Yeah. But at some point, you got to break through.
Yeah.
You don't abandon it by halftime.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, you're either going to put your faith in him or you're not.
It's not Chubb.
No.
Chubb's not the issue. My problem is with Stefanski and Baker. And I saw a report today that there's renewed interest from the Browns in the Deshaun Watson trade.
Yep. But it's going to cost you Baker and 2 1s.
2 1s and a second, and Baker.
Oh, I didn't know it was a second. I knew there was a 2 1s at least.
First and a second this year, and Baker and a first next year. Deshaun Watson didn't play at all this year. I'll give you a first and a second in Baker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My problem is let's get this shit off the field. I know we haven't heard a damn thing about it since the season really started, but let's make sure all that shit's clear because you know damn well the Cleveland curse will kick in. We'll go out and we'll send all this shit away to Houston for him, and then he comes to come out week 1. Or like, oh yeah, by the way, there's more allegations that came out, and we got to go through this, and yeah, we're gonna have you sit out for a while. You're gonna be suspended for the first 10 games of the season.
I was just gonna say you're gonna trade for him, and immediately he's gonna have an indefinite suspension from the league.
So now you're fucked on draft picks.
Yeah,
I think the majority of his legal woes are in the process of being settled.
I don't doubt it.
So I think this. Who did it happen to a couple of years ago? Was it Ray Rice?
Probably.
Yeah.
There was somebody where they said, "Well, you're indefinitely suspended," or they had sat him. I don't think it was Ray Rice, but they sat him, and it was kind of worked as a de facto suspension. And the NFL didn't say anything when they reactivated him the following season. So I feel like Deshaun Watson sat the whole year out. I think you're good.
And it's just surprising that nothing else has progressed with that. And it's like, okay, it's been way more than long enough for things to turn around and be done with this. And
I don't
wait again into the off season on it again. It's like, wait a second, either this is going forward or it's not going forward. Somebody needs to freaking get the credit.
Hang on. Here's the thing. As far as moving it forward, Watson hasn't even given his deposition yet. That's scheduled for February 22nd.
Thomas.
In other words, this is going to be something very drag out for a very long time. So you might as well just call it because he's not going to be worth a damn by the time this whole freaking thing is over.
I don't know.
All right, Mike. We will let you have it. I'll let you have it. All we got to say is you're lucky somebody called the timeout. Otherwise, you'd be pitching a fit here too.
I was hoping for the tie just to hear Steeler Nation come out and boo-hoo and bellyache that they didn't make it because of the tie.
I would have loved to have heard Wallenfuck explain that one.
Him and Chipper are the type they didn't want him to make it, you know. But then I got other Steeler fans on my timeline talking about bring on Kansas City, y'all next. It's destiny. We backdoor. I swear to God, if you motherfuckers win the Super Bowl, we know shit's fucking rigged. Then for you to backdoor your way in and then win the Super Bowl too, it's fixed.
That Raiders Chargers game last night didn't tip you off a little bit. Shit might be not on the up and up.
Right. But getting back to this Watson thing,
said he lost his mind when that timeout got called.
I think Charger fans did too. But the thing with Watson that makes me laugh about the Browns trying to get him, go back full circle. The year he came out, you were sitting at fucking 12. You had a chance to draft him. You chose not to for whatever reason. Now all of a sudden you want him because you had your chance to get him. You didn't take it. Now all of a sudden
draft at 12 that year.
They traded out of that spot because Houston ended up taking him. I don't remember. I think they traded back, didn't they? I don't remember who they got that year.
They traded out to 17, I believe, on that with Philly. I think it was it Philly? No. They traded out with Houston. Houston took it, and then they went down to 14 or 15 and then traded out with Philly from there and went down to 21 or 22 and took Manziel.
Yeah, that's right. Because that was the thing with the Browns is they cannot pick a quarterback at 22 because every quarterback they've taken at 22 has been dog shit.
So, yeah, that was when they kept trading down and they took
Wow. Oh, my God. It's like a depth charge going off in my sinuses.
Hang on. I need to go wipe my face now.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, somebody get the screen.
Oh my God.
That's
where's We got the kids that go out there and clean the floors for the NBA games. Where's our screen cleaners for all of us?
Oh.
Get the windshield wiper out.
Touchdown Georgia on a pick six.
Already?
Yeah. Oh, it was a scoop and score. The fumble. Bryce Young fumbled.
Uh-oh, Mr. Heisman.
Well, the Heisman winner usually never wins there.
That boy is huge. Number 99 from Georgia. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Southern
Defensive
boy.
end.
Good job, Bruiser. I was literally going to quote from that, but that's fine. Just throw the whole story in the chat.
Yeah,
Good one.
thank you. I was going to say that'll get something to do while he's at the bowling alley. They give him some reading material. Thank you.
Was that being snarky, Zolt, or are you being serious?
No, I literally was reading the article when you posted it.
Nice.
I want somebody to check him to make sure that number 99 is not half ogre. Like,
was that Davis or something?
Davis. He was like 6'7", 6'8".
Every bit of 300 plus.
He's a silverback gorilla masquerading as a football player.
Yeah.
He's
here's
huge.
the finals. Ryan didn't submit picks. Akers didn't submit picks. Neither did Sean, and Shrods hasn't submitted picks for weeks.
Scored above Suds. I'll take that.
So Clinton and them still tied, or did Doug get with the Raiders?
No,
Doug got the win.
Doug needed that Raiders win to tie.
Oh, 2 tie.
Yep.
Do we pick the playoffs?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yep.
So there's still a chance for me to get above Akers.
Oh, this regular season is done. Regular season's done.
No, we're starting fresh.
Yeah, we start afresh with the perfection, and we need to discuss ducats of some sorts for a perfection bracket.
I'm sorry. Did you see how many I just picked right this week?
Right, yeah. Same boat, 7.
Zolt, I was trying to ignore
doing
that. I went, it starts over, it starts fresh. Listen, just because some idiots didn't play and then some idiots forgot how to play, go.
This is true, and that is why I threw that in our chat.
Oh, that's horseshit.
Week 18, you really can't read a whole hell of a lot into.
No. Which is why we no longer do our fantasy football
Exactly.
in week 18.
They just reversed the call and said it was an incomplete pass.
Yep, Fix is in for Bama.
So
It's 13 minutes left in the first quarter.
Fix is
Okay.
in.
Before
Easy, Akers.
Since we're everywhere, before we move on, let's roll it back for a second to the Watson talk. So
Okay.
if we really think Houston is actually going to deal him, he has a $40 million cap hit next year. Where's he going to go that can afford him? And I'm going to start reading down this list from most cap space.
You're welcome.
Dolphins.
Hold on.
I said it to
Got the
George,
list.
too.
Perfect.
I helped you both out, see?
We're on it.
I mean, okay, if you're going down the list, the first team I see where I'm like, yup, football team.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Wrong scheme.
Not really.
Really?
He's just a better version. He's a shorter version of Cam that he had in Carolina, the Rivera. But I mean,
I think Washington would still be better off probably trading for Baker.
The Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Here's the thing. You're talking scheme. Everything else aside, he's a passing quarterback that can run. he's been in the league 4 years. His rookie year, his completion percentage was just above 60. Not great. Since then, 68, 67, and the last year he played 2020, 70%. He broke the 70% mark for completion percentage. The guy knows how to throw the ball.
It goes without saying.
Yeah.
Darren should know better.
Hi, Gene. How are you? Good to see you.
I sure hope so. Nobody wants him up there.
Nice to see Jane McKnight.
I wonder if she's home yet.
Can we, could you stop somebody on third down? It'd be nice.
Oh, there's your answer, sir.
And thoughts and prayers with you, doll. As much as I give you shit, we still care.
Can we talk about that for a minute? About football as a whole this season between college and the NFL? What happened to actually stopping people on third down?
Oh, third and 28, for example?
Or how about yesterday, fucking Justin Herbert was 6 of 6 for 105 yards and a touchdown on fourth down.
Right. Like,
and it was just and watching that game, like,
insane. I went to bed, but when I woke up at 6:30 this morning, and I was catching the tail end replay of the fourth quarter, literally the last 3 minutes, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, because I didn't even bother to look at messages or the score. I just went onto my thing and went to watch the end of the game. And when I'm watching this with no time left, and they tied it, I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, they tied! Really? Did they really tie?" And then to find out everything else that progressed, I was like, "Wow."
I mean, don't get me wrong. Anytime, and it was weird because they couldn't get shit on first or second. They got all their shit on third and fourth, and then there was the penalty that saved their ass the one time on 4th and 6. And then, like, as I'm watching that drive, I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna. I'm thinking like that whole son of a bitch. He's gonna throw a touchdown, and sure enough, that fourth down in like 15 or something, he finds Mike Williams. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me! With no time left on the clock, I'm like. It was just like I couldn't go to bed. My adrenaline I was so amped up because of that game. I mean,
I will say this: even that game, it takes a lot for me to actually sit down and watch a game all the way, or for me not to go like, okay, now it's time to turn away and I'll go watch something else. I'll just follow this or whatever. No, once I tuned into that game and realized the direction it was heading, I was like, oh my God. Now, of course, I was watching for the tie.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I think everybody was watching for that tie.
And the thing is if you listen, Chris Collinsworth kept bringing it up. Like he was wanting to see it happen, But now let me ask you this, though. Looking at this projected cap space and talking about, Watson or whatever, Is Indy happy enough with Carson Wentz after 1 year to try him for a second year?
I don't think Carson Wentz. I mean, I don't think he did that bad.
No, he didn't do terrible. I mean, in fact, I talked him up a couple weeks ago, and then he went to crap ever since. But
you need to stop talking about the Colts because they shit the bed yesterday. They win yesterday. Last night doesn't happen.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started with Zolt and the Colts, okay? We'll just leave that one alone. Survivor.
I was watching. We got home from Thomas's hockey game was at 1:30. We got home about 3. So, late in the early window. And I turned Red Zone on, and I saw the score of that game, and the first words out of my mouth were "fucking Zolt."
Well, I will say this: if they do want to get rid of Wentz, I mean, it's possible. It's certainly possible. They wait till the calendar year turns over. Was it mid-March?
I don't think Frank Reich is
I don't necessarily think they will either. I'm just laying it out there. If they've already got $57 million, the dead cap hit for Wentz is 15. So they're scheduled to pay him over 28 next year. So if they wanted to, they could save 13 by cutting him. But again, I think he did the job well enough, and I think they liked what they saw from that offense. Maybe grab themselves a receiver in the draft, bolster the O-line a little bit,
I think
work on that D.
Yeah,
I think if they get themselves
on the restructure, TY is only costing them 2.3 on the hit.
I think if they get themselves a left guard,
Yep.
and you've got a phenomenal running back in the backfield.
They got a couple.
If you go and get your the depth at wide receiver, linebacker, and line in this year's draft is amazing. You could get yourself a solid number one receiver and a good slot guy, and that offense, I don't think it would be as efficient or proficient as the Peyton Manning era, especially in the early 2000s. But you could put some points on the board, especially if guys are having to choose who they're double covering. Are you going to stack the line against that running game, or are you going to get it? Are you going to double cover a solid number one?
Right, and like I said, TY is restructured for going into this year. He's not a free agent until after this year, so you're not really eating up a lot of money. 2.3 is the breakdown for him for this year, so you've got room to play with.
Yeah, I just looked up. So the Colts have 8 picks in the draft coming up. However, they do not have their first rounder.
Philly does, right?
Yeah, Philly has it for the Carson Wentz deal.
But the thing is that like Bruiser just said, this draft is going to be very deep. You do have your pick from the grocery store this year.
I mean, and think about the draft too. Out of the top 10 picks, 4 players are going to the Giants or Jets because they have 2 picks apiece in the top 10 picks.
Right.
So I mean, it's unreal to think of. So I mean, you could go out and get literally 2 defensive studs or one on each offense or defense. I mean, you got the options this year, especially now that you have your quarterback. You know, well, Giants don't, but the Jets do.
Well, the Giants have their GM retired, but they are keeping the head coach per the owner's press conference this morning.
Hang on. Hang on. He went, and I believe I have these numbers right. I'm going off of memory from Bud Ford. He went 19-41 as a GM. He didn't retire.
He was forced out.
Yeah, I mean, he got retired.
The official word was retired.
The Jets are going to be scary good next year.
We literally were simultaneously clicking it because I turned it off. We have a trailer.
I'll tell you what. Now that Miami got rid of Flores and seeing all that money they got to play with, that's a very enticing job.
Who?
But why?
Why do you fire Flores?
Not like San Diego. San Diego did not improve. They were complaining because they didn't make the playoffs last year. You didn't make the playoffs this year either.
Okay, but here's the thing. Now they have $72 million to spend. You missed it by a game. You missed it by literally
2 seconds.
No.
2 seconds.
You started, and here's the big kicker. They started 4-1, then they went 5-7. Not good.
No.
Not good. I mean, and especially because you wanted to get that defensive guru and work with that team, and you went 5-7. You came out of the chute 4-1. Okay, like Bryce's coach tells him, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Yikes!
And the Dolphins are the opposite.
Yeah, and that is still the NFL. Even Coach Weiss this morning was like, I have no idea what Miami's owner is doing. He flat out said it. They had Ian on this morning. Ian says, it was a shock to me too. He said, it's a shock to everybody. Nobody is on the understanding of what's going on. Then they had the press conference on the radio live, and I listened to it, and these guys were trying to ask him, what exactly was it that, they brought up? Well, was it the Watson thing? Was there something that, as far as philosophies? And he said, the only thing he said was, as far as working together with people, he says, there are just some things you can't work out.
Yeah.
That's all he said.
That's the thing. That's the thing I had heard was it was personality conflicts with too many people. Like he could not get along with too many people. And Tua was purportedly one of them. So,
wow.
I'm going for, what a great end of the season they were having.
I mean, yeah, you win 8 of your last 9, and you beat the Patriots twice. You're 4-0 against. I think they said they beat them twice last year too.
Yeah, it was 3. It was 3 straight.
You took a team who lost,
and that's why I even said, even joking around when we were doing the picks, and I happened to say I'm picking the Dolphins because Billy can't win in Miami at the end of the year. Because Forrest tattooed him every time they came down.
You took a team that lost 7 straight, and you win 8. You win 8 of the last 9. You missed the playoffs by that much with them, and I don't care if your quarterback doesn't like you. He plays for you. You're not supposed to be his friend. You're his coach.
Yep.
So you're basically saying that Brian Flores got Freddie Kitchens then?
No, because Freddie Kitchens got himself fired.
I was gonna say.
Well, I'm saying to be the best friend. He wanted to be everybody's friend.
Yeah, no. He wanted Freddie Kitchens wanted to be everybody's friend and thought that was the way to get teams to play for him. Look, you ask anybody who played for Bill Parcells, and they all hated it.
Yep.
But he won.
Yep. Tom Landry, Vince Lombardi, Hunt. Shanahan. Mike Shanahan even.
Exactly.
Chuck
Noll, Bill Cowher.
Yeah.
You respect him, but you don't like him.
Yeah, you hate his guts, but yep. Exactly. You think Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, they're
not exchanging Christmas cards and going to each other's house for Christmas dinner.
Nope.
Let's not gloss over. I mentioned Tua because his name was mentioned. It wasn't just Tua that got him gone. It was other people in the organization that he had issues with.
Right.
There were personnel issues. I'm assuming, without it actually being said, I'm assuming there's issues with the GM.
Yeah, there was rumors with it because the GM kept his job. Yep. I saw, but the thing is I thought it was funny how they talked to the owner and he was just like, well, we're not going in the same direction. So he kind of used the direction excuse, which is another layman's terms for character, like you guys said, you can't get along with people, this and that.
Yeah, it's one of those things you say when you can't actually say what the problem is.
Right.
But at the same time, though, you look at that squad, whatever you think of Tua, they feel they have their guy at quarterback. And you have $75 million in cap space.
Which you need to go get yourself probably another running back and another wide receiver. I'm just saying, as far as, if you got that much room to play with, I'd be looking at a receiver, I'd be looking at a running back. And nothing that's bringing baggage with it.
At the same time, unless I'm wrong, we just talked about this draft. You're probably drafting both of those, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's not a whole lot of money off that cap. wholly unnecessary to throw Burridge in our faces.
Sorry.
Well, I want to bring up on a funny side note about that is when I sent that to Zolt, I told George this last night. The first thing Zolt sends back to me is, well, so the Saints going to leave a forwarding address or what?
Yes. I mean, bring that back up just for a second. Look at that cap space.
Yeah.
It is negative
60, right?
60 million.
It's you could say 60 wins.
They are heading. They're on their way to the border right now.
Yeah, but last year they were 110,000.
Yeah. Okay. How many contracts can you restructure before you run out of contracts to restructure? There is a comeuppance a coming.
See a lot of rebuilding in the Saints' future, huh?
Well,
Rebuilding, hell, it's just letting contracts expire. That's what it is.
Are they still paying Breeze or something?
but look at the Packers.
Hang on, I'm
Are
pulling
they
up.
going to go back from being? Are they going to go back to being the Aints from being the Saints for the last decade and a half?
They're headed that way.
Okay, 2022 dead cap. Breeze, $11.5 million. Latavius Murray, Mark Ingram, Kawan Baker, Josiah Bronson, Nolan Stevie Scott. Most of these are actually low dollar
back on the
amounts.
team, so
Most of these are pretty low dollar amounts. I mean, other than Breeze.
right.
But I mean, that's 11.5. So then your issue is, wow.
Michael Thomas?
I'm trying to figure this out. Hang on. All of a sudden, we're into heavy math.
Well, Green Bay has also got that big issue too, which is why you sit there and go, okay. You know they're not going to be able to sit there and afford Rodgers. And this was even after he did their restructure.
Okay, hang on. Oh, so I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the Saints before we get into the disaster of Green Bay.
Right.
So you're
Betty
paying
White had a stroke.
your
What?
Betty White had a stroke
your top corner, Marshawn Lattimore. You're paying him 27 and a
6 days
half.
before she died.
Go on with yourself.
You're paying Michael Thomas 24.7.
Go on.
You're paying your right tackle 23 million this coming year.
Not if you can't keep a quarterback upright.
Here's the thing. And his dead cap hit, you ain't cutting him. His dead cap is 37.
Ooh, yeah.
Cam Jordan 22.8. Andrews Pete, your guard, 15.4. Alvin Kamara's getting 14.5. Wow.
So you're pulling a Mike Ilitch for a while. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, no, that's fine for a while. Yeah, we know all about a while.
Playoffs.
I couldn't resist that one. You know.
Here's the thing. Taron
At least
Armstead.
it's not 6 digits, right?
That's fine. Taron Armstead again on your O line, $13 million. It's a voidable year, but here's the problem: you void that year, that's your left tackle.
Bless you.
Bennett says Cleveland is just enough to sign that extension.
I wouldn't sign Baker
I
to
don't
an
think the
extension.
extension's that much.
You got an option year, roll with the option year.
Yeah,
Not that they did.
it is.
Listen,
It is the option.
if he's got the option year and he performs well, I'd turn around and tag him at the end of it and then restructure or then redo the deal.
I was gonna say, I mean, you should
You
know.
can tag him 3 times.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tag. I'd tag him once and then do the deal.
I'd tag him once, see what the performance looks like, and then work to decide whether or not you're going to trade his ass.
That's fair. Will you grab me a paper towel, please?
I mean, you got to remember at that point, Tom Brady will have been retired. Will be retired.
I don't know. Tom Brady might play till he's 50.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
I think if Tommy Boy gets bounced here, he could be done.
I can see him trying to get 10 rings, though.
Oh, God.
That's a long way to go. Dude, you didn't mute when you blew.
That's what she said.
Oh my computer kicked. Well, if I mute my headphone mic, my computer mic kicks on.
Oh,
That's what it is. Sorry, I turned my mic off. I'm like, all right, I'm good. I didn't realize.
No, you're not.
I didn't realize my computer mic kicks on. Sorry.
So the disaster that is Green Bay on top.
So the disaster is Green Bay. I mean, number one, Aaron Rodgers is under contract technically,
Yep.
but it's a $46 million cap hit. So that's why this was considered their out year, because the dead cap is only 26. So you're saving $20 million if you just cut his ass.
So if you trade him, how much is it?
Well, that's the dead cap. It's 26. But like I said, you're saving 20. So instead of being 37 in the hole, you're only 17 in the hole.
I mean,
let's play the hypothetical. If they turn around and make it to the Super Bowl, is everything kosher kind of thing, or is he still at odds with management?
I highly doubt everything would be kosher.
I think everybody's saying the right things, because why rock the boat going into the playoffs? You know, you're here to do a job. Do your job. That's it.
Yeah, Jason, I'd love to definitely hear your thoughts on that too, because we know you follow the Green Bay Insight really closely.
I don't see
Minnesota's in a world of hurt. I mean,
I don't
now
see
no coach,
how
no GM, and you're 11 in the hole.
And all right, to go back to Green Bay, I don't see how, if you're Green Bay, with everything that Rodgers did or said in the offseason or regular season, you could legitimately bring him back as a leader on the team. Because quite frankly, I think a lot of the team doesn't trust him or doesn't trust his intentions.
How about just the fact you were 30. I mean, to tack onto that, you're 37 million in the hole. You're going to bring back a guy who there is some kind of friction there, or there was. You're going to bring him back and pay him his full 46 million, and do you think for a second he's going to restructure that?
And remember, you also have Devontae Adams too.
To resign.
You got to try to re-sign him too. With what?
I mean, that is a franchise tag.
By the way, we were talking about terrible quarterbacks earlier. This Stetson Bennett IV is awful. Awful.
He wasn't in the Orange Bowl.
Not only does he have a shit name,
which is not his fault.
No, listen, he's the fourth, which means somebody had 3 chances to name him something different.
Okay.
Here, did you see Jim's question?
Going back, well, and we've done it before. Is all right. Where's a good fit? Well, the thing is now, as we're looking at this list, who can pay him?
Who could pay him that needs a quarterback?
Let's see.
For
Chicago, Pittsburgh, Denver.
I said it a while ago. Denver would absolutely go nuts for him.
But there's no offensive line.
No.
Why would you go to Denver?
But at the same time, there also was no quarterback, so you at least fix one problem.
Well, but the thing is Rogers doesn't have wheels and he can't move. So
No, but at the same time, it could very well be a situation where he won't restructure that contract for Green Bay. He might for Denver.
does Rogers go from the cold to the nice warm weather?
I mean, wasn't the rumor he was looking west? Oh wait, that was Brady. He wanted West Coast, and then
No, Rogers wanted to go to San Fran.
Rogers too, but San Fran can't swing.
I was gonna say San Fran can't afford him.
They can't swing.
If you're Indianapolis, do you make a move for him? If you're not entirely sold on Carson Wentz, you know there's a halfway decent shot that Devontae Adams might come with it. Do you make a move for Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think there is any shot. There is a 0% chance Devontae Adams comes with.
Well, the reason
he might.
Isn't Devontae Adams a free agent this year?
Yeah, he will be franchise tag.
Well played, Jim. Well played.
Is he restricted or unrestricted?
I think he's unrestricted.
Because they can sign that tender and he can go.
Did you see Jim's next comment?
Oh my God.
Well played. Well played.
Well played, sir. Very well played. The reason why I'm saying that is, as much as ownership's blowing smoke with Miami, or even Jacksonville for that matter, if you turn around and bench one of those guys and turn around and Rodgers goes down to Florida and takes a spot.
If Rodgers goes to Jacksonville, that is a clear signal from ownership that they have already given up on Trevor Lawrence.
I'm sorry.
I don't see that happening. I just don't.
Listen,
I think Lawrence showed some improvement once they got rid of Urban Meyer. He looked a little bit better.
I don't, George. I don't disagree with you. I don't, because I don't think that Trevor Lawrence is going to last that long in the NFL. I think he's a 2 or 3 season guy and done. And then he's going to get hired on by Clemson to do broadcasting, and he's going to talk about the heyday of the Clemson Tigers when they won the national championship.
I'm just throwing
Jesse Palmer shirt. Sounds right.
I don't know.
Hey, he could end up on The Bachelor. You never know.
Depending on how
they just showed somebody in the owner's box in Indianapolis. Used to wear number 18 over there in Indianapolis.
You knew he'd be there.
Of course he would be.
Here's when you got a statue outside erected for you, then yeah, you can come and go as you please for anything. There.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm sorry, your private entrance right here.
It's like Lemieux at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, I don't think it could happen. But what about Vegas for Rodgers?
I don't know. I like. Oh God, that would be hurt.
Depending on who they get for coach.
I was gonna say you got to wait and see what they're gonna do about the coach.
Let's not get Doug too excited.
I think Brian Flores. I think Flores ends up in Las Vegas
as the DC. Okay.
No, as the head coach.
See, we played the pick'em thing last year. We did a You're Out of Bounds on it, and nobody who got fired got rehired.
But the thing, so Flores didn't get fired for performance issues. Flores got fired because he couldn't play nice in the sandbox.
Did you just say that's what she said?
He did.
He did.
He did, and I was just rolling right along. I was giving him the Akers treatment.
That was Zolt's first throw out of that. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Bravo.
Got to pick your spots.
So, but he didn't get fired for performance issues. He got fired because he couldn't play nice in the sandbox with a millionaire quarterback. And if it's one
you've got Aaron Rodgers.
But if it's one organization that historically has never given a shit what the players had to say, it's the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, it's the Raiders. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but think about just say he did go there. Look at that fucking division now. You got Mahomes, Rodgers, and Herbert all in the same division.
If Rodgers goes to Oakland, goes to Las Vegas.
To Vegas, yeah.
I'm talking about Ryan Flores being the head coach there, not.
Well, I know, but I mean, I think Flores will get another head coaching job. I just don't know where.
I think it'll be Las Vegas. I think though, if you're Rodgers and you're a team that can afford him, then you need to have a strong head coach. Somebody like Garcia. Or not Garcia. Washington.
Rivera.
I was close. It's a Hispanic sounding last name. But you need to go somewhere that has a strong head coach that is not going to get pushed around by Rodgers.
I don't even want to say it.
Go ahead, say it. Say it.
It's that team beneath the fucking Broncos and above the Bears.
Oh, the Steelers? Him and Mike Tomlin would be terrible.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work at all.
Just going off the money thing, and I might actually, I don't know if I'm going to upset somebody on the show or I might actually make them really, really happy. But I'm just saying, if he's willing to redo his deal for another team and stretch it out over, say, 3 years, a team like Carolina could afford him. Okay, you're welcome.
I've been hearing rumblings about them getting it, like they're going to get Watson or somebody. But the thing that worries me is the listening to offers for CMC and having him be a part of it.
No,
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They came right out a few hours ago and said CMC.
It's not true that we'll listen, but
not a tradable option. That is the exact quote. They will not be moving. CMC.
They actually lose money in that deal if they do.
Yeah,
because they're paying him he's got a cap it of $14 million this coming year. If you trade him,
oh my
the cap
God,
is
that
now
was an
26.
amazing catch.
I mean, why would you waste $12 million?
You're not going to.
There was
be a hell of a fit though.
Well,
there was something that just flashed.
What did we say? He was gonna, if he went to restructure and, like you said, so stretch it out.
Yeah.
Say for 4 years. Look at everybody on that mid level and who could work out what for 4 years.
There was just a breaking news that.
Go ahead.
There's just a breaking news that flashed across my screen about Patrice Bergeron, and I can't find it now.
Oh. My God. I mean, okay, so a lot of this depends on just how pissed off at Green Bay he really is.
Minnesota?
Detroit. No.
Detroit.
Oh, God.
That would really make that. That would really. One, Dan Campbell would be like, hey, brother, what's happening? Two, Rodgers would just be like, yep. All right,
it would be like, Goff who?
They would.
Yeah.
Do you? So it took what two to 3 seasons after Favre was done with the Vikings for Green Bay to honor him and put him into the ring of respect there in Lambeau.
Well, didn't Favre go to the Jets first? And then...
He went to the Jets, but he ended his career at the Vikings.
Right.
Yeah.
But after the Vikings, Green Bay was still so pissed off at him, it took a while for them to honor him when he retired.
And just to throw water on my whole Detroit fantasy, there's like we are talking about Green Bay trading him, so there ain't no way in hell. I mean, if they can, they are going to the AFC. They are not doing anything that's going to come around and fight them in any measurable way.
What if you did a 3-team trade?
I mean,
Browns included.
How often do 3-team trades actually happen in the NFL?
Not terribly often, but you're trading. Let's say Green Bay trades him to the Steelers, who turn around and trade him to Detroit.
Here's my thing though. So does he have any kind of no trade clause?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
He would have to, right?
Absolutely.
So you're pretty much looking at Vegas makes the most sense if you're looking westward.
I think Vegas or the football team.
And I think he wants out of the NFC, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
The outlier being Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis could make a run at him.
Yeah, but Frank is a Wentz guy. That's why. Remember that pairing came from Philly, both of them. So
you have the opportunity to get a future first ballot Hall of Famer to helm your team for probably the next 3 to 4 years with a young team whose playoff window is just opening.
what's the cap hit on Wentz?
Hang on, I'm on the wrong team. Well, I mean, the thing with the Colts, it's not just the cap hit. It is the fact that you literally gave up a first rounder for him.
Yeah,
A first rounder that hasn't been drafted yet. His cap hit is 28. His dead cap is 15. So if you cut him, you save 13.
I don't know if you cut him, though.
it'd be cheaper to cut him.
It'd be cheaper to cut him, but once you're done with Rodgers, you're back in the same boat.
But like we said, if you're keeping Rodgers for 4 years, you got some time.
I was gonna say, if you're keeping Rodgers that long, are you really just pocketing Carson Wentz for that long?
No,
You're not
but
you're not gonna do that. No.
after sitting in my chair for the majority of the season to do this show, the last 3 weeks sitting on my couch, I don't know why I didn't just move my computer over here. This is entire. I am sitting on my couch, nice and stretched out with a beer in hand. This is perfect. It's comfy. It's an interesting conundrum with Rodgers, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out.
I mean, obviously, we're not going to hear anything until playoffs are done because they're focused. So, there's some decisions coming up. I mean,
well, moving on to the teams that have the coaches current
vacancies.
Total vacancies.
The vacancy light is flashing.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the Raiders one just yet, because depending on how that goes against Cincinnati this weekend, we'll probably see if the interim kind of hangs out and might actually get offered the job. So we'll have to wait and see.
Who's Jurek?
Pat.
Jacksonville's already
Pat down
interviewed
there twice.
a slew of people.
Oh.
Miami, being that just opened up, that's
Never mind.
the Dolphins would be smart to take Rodgers. Like I said, I mean,
No.
you're poo-pooing out Tua at that point, though.
Yeah, I don't know if the team's ready to do that yet.
Yeah.
It's not like you're grabbing Rodgers for just 1 year. You're not going to do that. That'd be foolish. So if you're grabbing Rodgers, it means you are giving up on Tua completely. I don't think the team's going to do that. Plus, you're also basically taking half of your projected cap space.
Yeah. So the Miami job now being open. Denver's open.
Yep.
Chicago's open.
Yeah.
Chicago's wide open.
I was gonna say, called that
But
10 months
we
ago.
were saying a year ago that this should have happened.
Yeah, Chicago is
And
dead
nobody,
man walking.
yeah, nobody in the Chicago organization decided to check with us. We could have told you that it was going to be a cluster bomb, but no, y'all didn't want to listen.
I mean, not that it's gonna happen, but how funny would it be with all the rumors that were out there? Is that old khaki pants goes to the Raiders, and then fucking Ryan Day would go to the Bears?
You just can't just keep him around, huh?
I don't know. It's one of those things. Like I'm torn. Like
I have not muted you in a while. I have not muted you in a while. It's just
Okay, just to address
that's an acres play. Thanks a lot.
Just to address the khaki pants thing, and Adam and I have had the conversation already. Just to throw my viewpoint out there, this is like the third time now we've heard NFL teams call it. And to show you how ridiculous it is, last year, when everybody thought he might get fired in a year, NFL teams were calling. No. I mean, they might be this year. They might actually. But I think he likes where he's at. This is purely, look, y'all cut my salary last year because I hadn't done shit. Guess what? I just made the playoffs. Pay me. That's what the NFL talk is. I honestly don't think he's going anywhere.
Didn't he just get a new deal midway through the season?
No,
they cut his salary prior to the season.
Well,
that was his new deal. His new deal was for less money.
But
just
likes to say, the blind chicken finds a kernel of corn every once in a while.
True.
This is
true.
a one and done ordeal.
That's why you capitalize on it. Because unless you're in the SEC, luck plays a huge factor as to whether you're getting into the playoffs. And he knows that.
Right.
But the thing that I was listening to before we came on air is the winged helmet. There are a couple of guys that have been pretty spot on with everything that they talk about, which is Brandon Brown and Chris Breiler or whatever, is that Jim has actually come out and they've heard, and through their connections has actually said that he is actually listening to offers and is, and like I think Glazer said it, he's putting out feelers to see, who might be interested. But they basically said tonight, literally 10 minutes before we went on air, that they're literally waiting for somebody to spit in his face kind of thing. Like, because last year there was the talks, but nobody came wanting his interest. So he felt like it was a spit in the face. So that's kind of what he's doing now. And in the process of him doing so, like Zolt said, he can amp up and get himself where he needs to be at Michigan. But his big thing that he's fighting with the administration about is getting that name, image, likeness money jacked up because he wants to be on the same par as the Georgias and the Alabamas and the Texas A&Ms of the world, considering how much money.
But he's not going to.
That's what he's trying to do, though.
They'll literally say, "All right, you had one good year." I don't think they're going to budge on it.
Being sort of familiar with that whole nonsense out there, a little bit out west of me, absolutely they would.
Not
They
Michigan.
will open that briefcase.
No.
The
I'm
thing
saying
is,
the NFL. The NFL.
oh no,
teams
that's
will.
the thing. No. Harbaugh is literally hoping he gets an offer so that he can take that offer to Michigan and just say, look, just match this. And Michigan will go, okay.
I don't think they will.
Michigan or NFL?
I don't think Michigan will.
I think they will. You got to the playoffs, man. Literally,
Yeah,
who else are you
your
going to get that's
first-
going to do that?
But
Yes, but you made it. How many teams can actually say that?
It took you 6 years to get there.
Yeah,
Right, but think about if there's a thing. I have to see if I can find it. They actually brought it up and compared him to Dabo, and it took Dabo 7 years to do the exact same shit. And look where he turned Clemson into up until this year. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen here in Michigan, or as a Michigan fan. I mean, believe me, I've been the biggest non-Harbaugh supporter there is. But I was all like, you just can't let him stay. Like, I want him to stay, but I also know how it's been for the 6 years prior to this year. So are we going to regress that quickly, and that he feels that this is basically the ceiling is where he's at right now, and he needs to get out because he's not going to be able to do anything more. And the thing I think is going to bite him in the ass is if he leaves. The day you got your ass whooped in the post-game press conference against Georgia, you kept saying it was just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Well, if you leave, then what the fuck was that all about? You just fucking lied, which I know coaches are notorious for, but
Well, they live in the moment when it comes to that.
Yeah, but at the same time,
you mean to seriously tell me, as much as the owner, who graduated from Michigan, the owner of the Dolphins, and him saying, he wouldn't turn around and pull Jim away.
Oh no!
If Jim turned around and actually made a serious offer to Jim, you don't think that Jim would be on the first damn private jet that he sends, and his ass is in Miami?
I think
Sipping on mojitos?
Hold on. I think I literally just watched Williams, the receiver for Alabama, tear his ACL on that open field catch.
Okay, well, keep us posted.
That was rough.
I mean, money talks, but at the same time, just how much do you think Miami's going to throw at him?
How much money could you throw at Harbaugh?
A lot.
No, I'm not being. I mean, in a literal sense, how much money could you throw at him to drag him away from Michigan? And
you just went and almost paid Meyer $12 million.
That was Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Correction. The average coach being sucked in is getting somewhere around $12 million. So
I don't think Harbaugh wants to deal with the NFL again, where he's not in charge.
I said it back when. Okay,
sorry,
back when.
Hang on a second, Zol. He was in charge in San Francisco. Jed York didn't like the fact that he was in charge in San Francisco, and Jed York went, "No, you're gone."
Was it Jed York?
And Jed York is a jackass.
Was it Balky or was it York or Balky? I thought Balky was all involved. Wasn't it Trent Balky who was all involved in that nonsense too?
Yeah, that was Balky.
No, it was York. York
Anyway.
is a puppet master.
Okay, here's the thing. So when Michigan hired Harbaugh, and we're turning this into the Harbaugh show, and I didn't want to do that.
That's my fault. My fault.
Damn you.
When Michigan hired Harbaugh, I said it then. It's like I think he realizes that his style of coaching, where it's the rah-rah until you run through a wall for me, is suited for college, not so much the NFL. NFL, these are professional guys, and that's going to work for a brief period of time, but eventually it just comes back to, look, man, we're pros, we play football, we're cashing our paycheck, enough. I think it just wears thin over time. College, at least, 4 years and they're gone. You're always preaching to a new choir. I just think his style is completely suited to the college ranks as well as the NFL.
So what do you think flipped the switch on the team this year, considering they didn't have any like the whole attitude of the team this past year was way different than it had been the previous 6 years or
Yeah.
whatever, 5, 6 years. Like, did Harbaugh finally realize that like I can't keep running this Tecmo Bowl 80 style offense because I got to get with the times because everybody's running something so much differently than what I am that if I want to be competitive, I got to change?
I honestly don't know. I cannot tell you if Harbaugh did anything different. I mean, if he did, it's going to be something behind the scenes that we're not going to see. We're not going to see. The only thing that I noticed that I can actually point to, and that is leadership in the team itself. I mean, to start with, Hutchinson was everywhere, and he was everywhere pumping up that team. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. We're Michigan. Let's go. Now, like I said, I think Harbaugh, if he gets a new deal, I think he'll get some kind of new deal with Michigan this summer, or sorry, yeah, this offseason. I think he's looking. I think he wants a bigger guarantee, I suppose, because let's face it, with what we're losing this year, I honestly look at a down year or two coming. So I don't know what to really expect from this team the next year, maybe even the next two.
There's a lot of guys that were coming out that I'm like, wow, bro, you should have stayed another year. Like Dalen Baldwin and Chris Hinton. I'm like, even Vincent Gray, like you should have stayed, bro. Like you could have benefited from another year.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to be looking at next year. But the fact of the matter is, if Harbaugh goes, so goes most of that wonderful recruiting class you just got.
So and then we're back on a 10-year losing streak or 8-year losing streak.
So not only did you lose your leadership on that squad, you also just lost the incoming guys. So, yeah, that's what you call a bear cover.
Yeah.
Get off of the Michigan Harbaugh talk.
I brought it up earlier, and somebody didn't like it, but I said that Jack Del Rio would probably be a next step up and getting a head coaching spot.
Well, not to go off rails, I got a nice list of about 15 candidates for head coaching jobs that The Athletic put together in front of me. We could run through it real quick. I mean, it's alphabetical. So let's start with the golden child that never got hired, Eric Bieniemy.
Which we all know is staying put because it's his boy, and when Reed's ready to retire, the squad's his.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
He ain't going nowhere.
You got Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator of the Bucs.
Nope, he's now the USFL head coach.
That's a shame.
Is he really?
Yeah, he got. Hang on.
Is it the Tampa team?
Because this article from today.
Is it? Yeah, he got hired. He is the USFL coach for. He is. Come on.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows.
Hey.
The hell? That's got to be copyrighted.
Not gonna. I'm sorry. My bad. Todd Haley. My bad. Wrong Todd.
Okay. I was gonna say, man, DC the Bucks to the USFL. Jesus.
Yeah. Sorry, it was Haley.
Anyway, Todd Bowles. He's been a former interim head coach for the Dolphins in 2011. So he's got some experience. Speaking of experience, Jim Caldwell. I mean, we've already seen that name bounced around a little bit.
And we thought last year he might get hired.
Well, we saw it bounce. I saw it bounce around. I think today. Was it Jacksonville?
Somebody was wanting to interview him.
Yeah, somebody was looking to interview him already.
Or was it Denver?
OC of the Bills. Brian, is it Dayball?
Yeah, Dayball. He's always being brought up and getting interviewed, though.
I mean, Bill Belichick coaching tree. He's from it.
True.
So that's Ryan Day.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Matt Eberflus.
Dable's a former coach here in Cleveland.
The Eberflus, I think he could be he's one of those names that keeps coming up. I think he could be the new LaFleur, like how LaFleur is in Green Bay, depending on where he goes.
Hey, look, Brian Flores. Leslie Frazier, defensive coordinator for Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
He already had his chance in Minnesota.
I was going to say, that didn't work out too
But
well.
at the same time, guys get multiple chances. You just need a year apart.
Right.
I gotta find this damn banner. God, son of a.
He already beat you to
it. No, it's two different commands. And
so George has one, you have the other.
Well, and they're in different categories, which is that's a whole story. Okay, Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator for the Packers. I mean, if everybody's going to leave, everybody's going to leave.
Right.
Well, coaches included.
That's true. Yeah.
He's worked for Jags, Bills, Bucks, Green Bay. Yeah. Jim Harbaugh. We know this name, and to be honest, right now, I'd be kind of surprised if he doesn't end up somewhere, and that's Byron Leftwich.
He's going to Jacksonville.
I think the Jacksonville job is Leftwich's. I would not be surprised if that's working.
Because he can groom Trevor Lawrence.
Well, not just that though. Too, Bruce Gradkowski was saying today. He said, if you are going to go with a guy, you're going to give him the 4 years. What is that crackling?
Oh, it's my wife.
Yeah, she's awfully noisy tonight.
I'm like, that's super, like.
She's wrapping. So she's wrapping gifts for our D&D group.
Okay. Tell her to do it quietly, please. That's awfully loud.
You know what? Now I'm just going to make annoying noise just to fuck with you.
I know. This is. How about the name that keeps on giving every year, and every year he stays put because we think he wants to be the man in New England.
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels.
Tim McDaniels isn't going anywhere.
I don't think he is either. I think he's
that
put.
dude. Yeah, that dude knows where his bread and butter is going. Oh, damn! Look at that.
Saw that coming.
Would you look at that?
Oh, that's fine. There's this little button in the top of my screen at the right with an X. That's fine. I'm not like Akers or Suds. I'll get pissed off that you put me back there. That's fine.
Here's the thing, and I can just see this playing out. McDaniels waits like 6 years for Bill to retire, and Bill leaves the organization, and he makes sure that the organization knows, hey, make sure you hire somebody besides Josh.
Well,
the
thing is, we don't know. Bill's contract is like, the freaking secret sauce of the freaking NFL. Nobody knows what the hell his contract is. We don't
I can
know.
see him
Bill's
being that
contract could be up this year, and we don't know it.
He doesn't have a contract.
Every year he coaches, he gains 5% ownership in the football team.
Correct.
Yeah, I was going to say something.
But I can see him being that asshole, like say in the offseason, Josh McDaniels finally accepts a job, and then he comes out the minute he takes that job, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and retire now.
Yeah,
I got Josh out of here.
Yes.
Josh is gone. I can retire now.
Oh, here's a name we talked about a year and a half ago. Dan Quinn.
He's been talked about a lot.
Yeah, we talked. I remember calling his fire.
I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but where would he be a fit though? Honestly,
Only good as a coordinator. He can't coach.
I was gonna say he's running the Dallas defense right now. Yeah, I don't know.
And he can stay there. He's a better coordinator than he is a coach.
Another former coach, Doug Peterson.
yeah, I saw who it was.
Yeah, I
he's
was
an
going to
Andy Reid
say
guy.
that one. Now that one, I could see gaining traction possibly for Denver. I could see Doug in Denver.
What about Chicago?
With Foles?
Foles, then, well, Foles, Fields, and Dalton's. He'd boot Dalton out the
Yeah, don't even have to bring his name up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all going to depend if Chicago wants to pull that one.
Yeah.
I thought he'd go good for Denver.
And you got Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens.
I mean, you know who I'm surprised isn't on that list? Is the Kellen Moore kid out of Dallas, because being he's so young. And maybe that's why he hasn't been on the list, maybe?
Right.
I've actually seen his name here and
As a
there.
head coach?
And I think,
Yeah.
that's the thing. He'd be the youngest head coach.
Wasn't he just a quarterback in college football not more than 5 years ago?
I think he's 33. So,
Yeah, he'd be like way too young.
yeah. And then they've got like a best of the rest, which is like Terrell Austin, the interim head coach for the Raiders right now. Is it Sakia?
Yeah, but something like that. Close enough.
I think he may get the job. I think he may get the job.
Marcus
Just
Brady,
out.
Matt Campbell from Iowa
Still,
State.
still bringing him
Every
up, huh?
They're going to still bring him up. Dude, he's got a $4 million buyout. They're still bringing him up.
Wow.
He didn't do shit this year.
No, not really.
You got Pete Carmichael from the Saints.
So they never even bothered putting Del Rio on the list, huh?
I don't see, not even as a honorable mention or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Well, actually, that bodes well. That means that, according to them, they wouldn't even be thinking about it.
Patrick Graham, the DC from the Giants. I mean, if I'm him, I'm taking every interview I can. Give me the hell
Yeah, I
out.
was
Right.
going to say, yeah, good luck. Your defense couldn't stop a wet paper towel.
Mike Kafka, quarterback coach, passing game coordinator for the Chiefs.
Wow. His career didn't last long.
Hey, Marv Lewis. There's Kellen Moore. Age three. Played for the Cowboys for a couple of years. Quarterbacks coach for Dallas in 18.
What is he, like 26?
He's
I wouldn't
33.
be surprised
Oh,
if you
he's
saw
really?
Del Rio in Miami. Would not be surprised.
Raheem Morris.
Now there's a name that I haven't seen in a while, but he didn't do so hot either.
No.
What, bud?
He was. Where was he at again when he was a head coach?
Hang
Was
on.
it Tampa? That's what I thought.
No, bud. Sorry.
If
Oh,
the camera guy on this game shows one more Karen haircutted woman wearing a houndstooth jacket and scarf who looks like she just stepped out of her development home in the middle of Mobile, Alabama, I'm going to punch someone.
I don't know. This game's pretty fucking boring right now.
This game is terrible.
Oh, well, what'd you expect?
I mean, if only you had two quality teams in there like Cincinnati and Michigan.
That I was hoping
Well,
for, but
That doesn't get me booted or muted or anything.
No, because you're speaking the truth.
Right now,
Eh.
let's
Listen.
jump into Caption this.
Oh, God.
This game again, do you have better photos this week?
Yeah.
guess we'll find out.
This one's straight from Adam himself as well. So
I thought it was a great picture, and this is
Man.
this
You know
is
that-
the
Yes.
this is we were kneeling down. Yeah, sure you did.
No. You know what that face says to me? Man, how you gonna pull out a Charizard when I already got an evolved Pikachu?
I was thinking this
This
is the face that fuck around and find out looks like.
This is somebody deep in thought as to who to draft in the FCF draft for the Wild Aces. That's our owner right there.
All right. Next up,
Dude's getting tackled. One dude's looking at his bum.
but look where the other arm is too.
Cavity search
Cup
from the
check.
front.
Cup check. I got this one. Thanks for saving my ass, man.
You know who that is, right?
Yes, I know who it is.
No, not the quarterback, the other kid.
Yeah, I know who it is.
I like how you got
You
pissed when I
just
put.
would not let me forget about who the hell it is.
I didn't even know he was in the. Dude, I didn't even realize he was still. I didn't even know he got drafted. That's a bad thing. He was like such a low player. You know, he wasn't even that big of a name player on the team. I'm just pissed. I can't believe that.
I did not boot Bruiser. I don't know where you went.
So I take it. I'm assuming you didn't wear a 49ers jersey yesterday.
No, I actually wore my. I wore my Mahomes jersey, and because I had to coach the basketball team, I was in.
Gotcha.
So
I just can't believe they came back to win.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the games over the weekend that the teams that needed to win to get in did.
Do you know I had to sit here and have the conversation with Bryce just a little bit ago before we got on air, and he sat there and he's just like, yeah, it's not like the 49ers made the playoffs. And I went,
They did.
Guess what happened last night?
He wasn't happy about that, was he?
Yeah, oh no. He still goes, doesn't matter, the Seahawks beat them. Okay. Well,
Them and nobody else.
well, yeah. That was about it. Not so much Debo. Look at Williams.
You got Williams looking for his contact lens.
or the jock strap that he just got juked out of.
I was thinking the contact lens thing too, so that's hilarious. That's exactly
Although to be fair, I mean, how much of a talent is Debo Samuel? My God.
Well, you know what's funny is they keep bringing up his stats this year compared to that Keneal Harry who got drafted before him.
Yeah.
And that's another, like seeing that Williams guy laying there also makes you think of what happened was.
I bet you're wondering how I ended up down here.
Right. There I was.
Debo reaching the football across the pylon.
That's okay, Stafford. We've seen you throw picks before.
No. This was before the game, and look at that face. That is the who farted. That is a who farted face.
The liquid ass face.
Yes.
Did you just call him ass face?
Oh
wow! Why?
Go ahead, Adam.
Why?
Go ahead, Adam.
I'm at a loss for words at the moment. I got to come up with a really, really good one because I was not expecting this one. Oh God! You guys can go first.
Okay. I got one.
It gets better from here.
How about this is the face of a man who hasn't seen the point spread for his game.
Yeah, that's true.
I like it. I like it.
I I need a better like. This is the face that you make the playoffs. Now I need the next face where it says, "But you got to go to Kansas City." Because that's going to change drastically. Meditation, or is that his downward dog? Yeah, I know. It's after 9 o'clock, so you're okay.
Doesn't matter. It's just, no.
Am I going to be here next year or not?
I told you it gets better.
It's like, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, stuck in Cleveland, or he's like there's a stuck in Ohio sticker. He's stuck in Cleveland, at least for one more year. Browns MVP of the 2021 season.
Even he knows to run, Chubb.
Yeah.
What?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
That's what I wanted to know. What the frick? I have no idea what this is.
It's the old school thing that we did in school. You would do that like below a desk or below your like you're supposed to do it below your waist or something.
I know. Bryce has hit me with it a few times, but I'm sitting here going, dude, on your introduction? Really?
Or he throwing up his gang signs. I don't know.
The backup quarterback gang signs is this? I'm the backup?
It's code for please
Shit.
release me in the offseason.
Yeah.
And then there was after the game.
Patrick's looking at him like, "What was your name again? Who are you?"
I was going to say this is the at least I can leave the NFL saying I once hugged Pat Mahomes.
and I still didn't get an autograph.
Yeah.
He's not giving me his autograph.
Yeah. I mean that's the joke right there. Moving on.
Next, enough said. Leave it alone.
Wow. Trevor, on your best day, you still get no
God,
love.
hey, I say that because my God, I actually drafted his ass in a league.
Mm.
Thank God I traded him to Georgia.
We're not going to discuss that next caption here.
Billy in Florida wearing a towel.
I was gonna say he's not looking younger. You know,
he's probably got the what the fuck? Why is it I can't win in Miami at the end of the season? Like frustration look.
No, this is the God. It's fucking hot down here.
Yeah.
Well, it was raining a lot too, though.
Well, won't have that problem this week.
Yeah, snow like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is where I was like, Bruiser, dude.
Wow.
Where'd you go?
Wow.
I thought he was in jail because of the January 6th attacks on the Capitol.
Nice quality.
I mean, just
yeah, right on. I ain't gonna come up with better than that.
Sorry, I mean, you say it's the first thing that pops in your head.
Yeah.
This one eyeball is like almost completely closed.
That's because he was out in the parking lot getting drunk and then jumping through tables.
It's like he's totally smart.
Nice.
So we have a 5 field goal game in the fucking national championship with 3 minutes to go in the half.
This is how you do a plank.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Andy Dalton doing the planks.
That is a man who does the planks.
Yep.
No, he's stretching it out for the hype man. His number one fan, Clint Alexander.
Yeah. This is what you didn't see before this is that nobody actually touched him.
He tripped.
He kind of tripped and fell.
I mean, look at his feet though. He almost looked like his oh shit, I tripped.
Oh my.
There's a hell of a stink face.
That's a power struggle in midair.
You could stack 3 of me up. I wouldn't be able to block that.
Well, we know black men can jump.
Wow. Wow. How long are those arms?
Right? God. He's got to be a relation to Mike. Instead of, he's a relation to Mike Glennon, except for Mike Glennon got the neck and he got the arms.
Ah.
Do not grab the ass.
Right.
Bring it in, bro.
The one thing I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I even got this one. Do not grab the ass.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah. Wow.
You dude don't even let you jump.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit.
He's like, you can have this
Space Jam in real life. This one is the reverse. White man can jump.
Is that Gordon or whatever his name is?
Oh God! Did you see? Were they putting Nowitzki up in the Ring of Honor or whatever it was?
Jason Kidd.
Yeah. He said, "Hey, we're giving out 10-day contracts if you're interested."
Right. And you see how quickly Dirk was like, "No." Dirk.
Wow.
He knows his shit is getting swatted here.
Yeah.
He knows it's coming.
I mean,
That's a quick way to catch. That's a quick way to catch a fade.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not gonna go in.
Blocked by the rim.
Yep.
Didn't plan that.
Denied by the rim.
Oh dear. The worst part is you land and then you have 3 guys jumping on top of you for daring to trip over the goalie.
Or that stick's going right up your backside.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem too.
And that's a bigger stick than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then even the momentum is going to push that goalie straight back, and that goalpost is going up his ass.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of pain coming in that.
There's a lot of bad positioning.
Yeah. That's not how you do a butterfly.
Take note, kid.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's a proper plank.
It's I got it. Maybe
just a little short.
You don't.
If you threw the stick,
no, can't do that.
Yep, I know. It's like even if you threw the stick, you weren't getting it. But hell of a layout. I give him credit. That is a
full extension.
Full extended layout. And that's impressive to do in pads. That
ain't easy.
That is impressive.
And I mean, I'm assuming just from position that they're in the offensive zone. If that dude rips that shot, that's going right at your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not pleasant.
Nope.
That is going to leave a mark.
Yes. Oh, speaking of which,
leaving a mark. Do I know how to segue or what?
That's not leaving a mark. That is leaving a smear on the boards. That's what that is.
I think you left a face imprint.
Yeah, that ain't pretty.
There will be red on that board.
Yeah, mine was similar to that, except it was more at the top of the helmet.
So is this the on a drunken night I tripped and fell, and this was the picture they took?
Right. There you go. Now you're talking.
Yeah, see,
How low-
where's there? It's like there's the butterfly.
Makes me think of that one. What is it? That one line dance. How low can you go?
Yeah,
Can you go down lower?
Look at this dude's face. He's
Yeah.
like, ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. That's why I don't play that position.
Not not flexible enough.
No.
I do not play that position anymore because I have roundness now. I have roundness, and it gets in the way of that ever happening again. Oh, now it's all
I don't know if I can come up with anything for that one.
that. that was all of. That was all of them. That was all of those. The Seahawks have confirmed Carroll will be retained. The Giants, of course, Joe Judge has been confirmed and being retained as well.
Which is
What is
weird.
Which is
What's he on
very,
his?
very weird. I was so
Yeah.
surprised when they said that this morning. I went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You retire your GM and you're keeping Joe Judge?
Well, is it his second or third year there?
Isn't it his
Second.
third? I thought it was his third.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
But he also had he's made some really strange comments the past week or two that I thought
Well,
might affect
he's-
things.
He's from that Belichick tree, though. Maybe that's why they just let it slide.
Yeah, well, you say that, but the thing is he's special teams. It wasn't like he's offense or defense. He's special teams, and I mean, he got to be wide receivers coach outside of being the special teams coordinator.
So let me guess. The Giants thought they were going to hit the home run higher the Steelers did by getting, how Tomlin was the special teams coach from the Vikings, and they thought they were going to get that lightning in a bottle.
But the thing is the Giants still haven't worked on that offensive line.
No.
I mean, that offensive line is like Swiss cheese.
Well, he's been there 2 years and has gone 6-10 and 4-13.
So he's regressed this year.
Well, I mean, how much
injuries? Yeah,
the injuries are just toppling left and right,
especially at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, who do you bring in that's going to know outside? The only person I'm even sitting there thinking, who would turn around and jump in that is fine with a coach already being there. The only person I could really think of right out the get-go to jump right in and start is Scott Pioli. It's the only dude who I can think of.
Where's he at now?
Nowhere.
He's not doing okay.
He's available. That's why I said the only guy who I know who could literally just jump right in, literally right now and go.
Well, couldn't Dorsey? Because isn't Dorsey only like a special assistant somewhere?
Yeah, but I'd rather have Scott. I mean,
I know. I'm just throwing out a name because I didn't think he was doing anything other than being like a special assistant to somebody. And I don't remember what team it was.
Yeah, but like I said, I thought of Scott right away. I mean, especially since you're retaining the coach, which is usually a little odd because usually the GM likes to bring in their own guy. So I thought the only dude who could really handle that adjustment and say, all right, look, what do you need? Let me turn around and go get it for you, kind of thing. It would be Scott. So that was like the first guy I thought of right out the get-go. I mean, hey, if the Giants do actually happen to call him, and hey, I get lucky. Would Dorsey?
Well, I mean, Mike Mayock supposedly is supposed to be out in Vegas. Apparently, that's the rumor going around. Is they're going to let Mayock go, but I don't know how true that is.
I don't know how true it is, but regardless, that was a weird hire to begin with.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think Mayock's going anywhere. Dorsey, I don't know.
It's got your ass thinking about it, though. Look at you.
Well, like I said, but Dorsey would want to bring in his own guy, though.
Right.
That's the only flip. See, like I said, it's like who's comfortable with the coach already being there and being, all right, you've already got your, you've already got the chef. What is it here? You need to go get the ingredients.
Dave Gettleman?
No, wrong.
He's available.
Wrong. I'm sorry, that guy was found sleeping with the fishes. Enjoy easy.
We got 10 minutes to go. Let's get to the picks. We got 6 whole games we gotta ruminate on here. Let me give you some numbers.
Before you get there,
all right.
There was last minute article I caught before we even kicked off. The CFP fails on another meeting for the expansion.
Yep, saw that.
Sticking points of that still the size of the expanded field, the revenue distribution, the bowl game structure, and of course our favorite, the automatic qualifying for the Power 5. Which, by the way, in 2 years is going to be totally changed when you get Texas and
Oklahoma
bouncing out of the Big 12. So, it's ugly all the way around.
So what are they trying to go to? 12?
There's multiple proposals.
There's multiple ones. 8, 12.
Yeah. I think, okay, so the Pac-12 actually put out a statement too, like within an hour before we went on air. And basically their statement said that, to paraphrase, we're kind of nowhere right now. There's 6 different proposals out there of varying different kinds. They say they're okay with any of them. The problem is the CFP has to be unanimous in selecting one. And there is not one of those options that everybody agrees to. So
they're conflicted.
They said they were nowhere near close to being unanimous.
Yes. And to be fair, I mean, they have, 2 years before they really have to come up with a solution. It just means we're stuck with a 14 playoff until 2026. So, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody thinks the SEC is trying to screw everybody over, and they might be. But, it's...
Well, I mean, it's not like the SEC is, they got teams throwing the championship game so they can get back to the national championship or nothing like that.
Never. They would never do such a thing. Okay.
Come on. You need the flipping thing.
Can we go to the picks now? I got numbers.
Yeah. I'm
okay.
Working it, damn it.
Okay. So we got 6 whole. Go ahead.
I just don't like the fact that they put the Cardinals and Rams on the Monday night game. Like, I'd rather see that earlier in the week. Like, I've seen a better game.
I was surprised there was a Monday night.
It's first time ever.
True.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm like, this is stupid.
So playoff games. Playoffs. We have 6 playoff games. Yes, we have a double-digit spread this week. And if you were paying attention, you know what game it is.
Mm-hmm. That would be the Sunday night game.
That's right.
You have 2 of the 6 games have an over-under of over 50.
Ooh.
Other than that, I mean, you've actually got a couple of these games where Vegas doesn't think it's going to be terribly close. Now, we're not talking double digits, but we're talking like a 6-point spread and an 8.5-point spread.
Well, we know the Buffalo Patriots game is going to be a low one, considering the weather is going to be a big factor in that one again.
That is the low over-under of the week at 43.5.
Because they're talking like major snowstorm, ain't they?
Yeah, I don't know right now.
Like, I'm saying, I heard they're talking worse than the last one.
Saturday night.
Saturday
Yeah.
night.
Because I'm pretty sure it's all lake effect.
Oh, so it started now.
Yeah.
Ads, get out of my face. Actually, no. Only cold.
So it must
No
have
snow.
changed
The
then.
last time they'll see snow is Thursday, and it's just barely base snow showers.
Although,
There is
keep in mind,
nothing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It is going to be a balmy game time, 7 degrees,
yeah.
with a 10-mile-an-hour wind, east northeast.
Keep in mind,
Gonna
this
be
is
nippy, boys and girls.
this is like 6 days away. The weathermen are just guessing.
Right.
Yeah, and the snow shower is like literally just blowing snow. No, the special weather crap is happening like right now.
Yeah.
It's just like for here, we're due for crap through 4 a.m. tonight. So yeah, no, all the crap is happening tonight, and then it's gonna just be super damn chilly. Ooh, 7 degrees.
Yeah. Makes you want to go out there and play football.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about
But-
no?
Especially as a
2
kicker.
minutes.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, that's gonna suck. That is gonna suck. That'll be a very cold game. Very cold game. All right. Well, let's get this off and running, shall we? So we've got to. Well, I'll make sure that I put it in the core again, and maybe we'll get some participation. Bruiser said his headphones died. Gotta find a charging cord.
Yeah.
So the Raiders are at Cincinnati. You want the
This has
Raiders?
got to be a high scoring one.
To be honest, most of them are kind of picked in the same general area. Over under 49.5. So just shy of that whole 50 mark. Since he's favored by 6.5.
It'll be 30 degrees. It's a balmy 30. Well, Adam, what would you like?
I'm going to go the Bengals. I think right now that the way they're playing with this, I mean, fucking Joe Burrow's playing out of his fucking mind with all the passing yards he's had his last 3 games. I think he'll continue that, and I just think it'll be depending on, hell, all 3 receivers show up with Boyd, Higgins, and Chase, but Chase is just, I love watching that kid play. He's just been unreal this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is where Cincinnati goes. Andy who?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, I just think, number one, I think the Bengals are more talented. And number two, they're, like you said, they're playing out of their minds right now. I mean, and now is the time when you want to get hot. And that's actually a pretty scary team for teams to be facing right now. If they come out there and light the Raiders up, look out.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that Raiders, you went to overtime to make it into the playoffs. Okay, enjoy.
And I
Yeah,
know
now you
that
gotta
that's one team that Tennessee does not want to see. They do not want to see them. All right. The freezer.
Well, I mean, we already talked about it. The over-under is 43.5, and it's definitely the low for the week.
Yeah.
Buffalo's only favored by 4. This could actually be a tight game.
Well, just kind of like almost the first time, but they each have won on the opposite field, so it's like, does Buffalo put up or shut up here? That's kind of the interesting question. That's what you get when you got a 4-5. Zolt, what would you like?
I am some. I mean, I'm going to give you an answer that 8, 10 weeks ago I never would have even thought about giving, and I think the Patriots take this by like a touchdown. I think this is going to be an all running game.
And unfortunately, I think this time around it is going to be a running game, but I think Josh Allen is going to be doing a lot more of the running. And
Yeah,
I think Buffalo actually is going to squeeze this one through. I think Buffalo turns around and pulls this one off. No field goals will be. I don't think field goals will be involved in this game. That would. If it's going to be that damn cold, I don't think they'll be kicking too many balls. I think it may strictly, like you said, it may just be straight running, and it'll be punting and touchdowns. I think that'll be pretty much it. Adam?
This one's a tough one because you don't know. Like they've split the series, and it was like two totally different games on both ends. Granted, the first matchup was the damn weather game, and you really can't get shit going in that. You can't pass the ball. They couldn't run the ball. It was a very ugly game.
Yep.
I want to take the Patriots because of their experience with Belichick, obviously, but the rookie quarterback in his first playoff game. Then you got Allen and the run that the Bills went on last year. I'm leaning towards. I'm going to take the Bills just because of Josh Allen. I mean, he's got the experience and the leadership. I just think he's got a little bit more he's got more to prove. I mean, I think the Bills are a little surprised they went. They thought they were going to be better than 11-6, and the way they played down the stretch, they're kind of going to try to tell people like, hey, that's not the Bills team. We're going to show you which Bills team we are.
Fair enough. Next up, it's like, okay, what's the spread on this one, Zolt?
Tampa Bay's favored by 8.5. Over under is 49. I do not see the Eagles being able to hang.
How did they get only 8.5? That's what is mind blowing. I don't see where the Eagles.
The Bucs have not been playing the greatest football lately. Now we're in the playoffs. Does Tom flip the switch?
You don't bet against the GOAT in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
I'm sure as hell not going to.
Well, okay. Well, hang on. If hell freezes over, and who's Brady throwing to?
Mike Evans.
Just Evans and
Gronk.
Correct?
Cameron Brate.
He's got. Where's that injury report at? He ain't got nobody else.
Scotty Miller came out and got a touchdown Sunday.
Who?
The kid from Bowling Green.
Like the rest of the world just said. Who?
Yeah, well, we know him here in Ohio.
I was going to say, just because we know him doesn't mean everybody else knows him.
Wasn't that the kid from Chicago? Oh, wait, that was Anthony Miller.
Yeah, wrong one. Yeah, this is weird. It almost it's like you're looking at this going, you feel like you're in Star Wars. It's a trap. You just look at this and go, is it a trap? It could be a trap.
The thing is that this could be a lot like last year's playoffs where, Tampa Bay struggled against Washington last year. Remember that? When Heineke came out and played his first game? But at the end of the day, like I said, you just don't bet against the GOAT in the playoffs. He finds a way to win games. So that's why I'm taking the Buccaneers. I don't have enough faith in Philly.
And they arrested Hurts, so
yeah,
they did arrest him. I mean, the smart money, of course, says you take Tampa. So just get that weird feeling. Zolt.
Oh, Bucks all the way.
Okay. Next up, I don't even know if I could take the Cowboys with a straight face after the Houdini act that they've been pulling off. It's like, wait a minute, what in the blue hell's going on with these guys? It's either they're good or they're not good. What's it going to be? I mean,
Well, you've got your high over under of the week at 50.5.
ooh. So they're expecting a foot race.
Here's the thing. Dallas is favored by 3 at home.
Well, that's just the home, so it's an even game. Ooh. I know my brother is just looking at this going, because my brother's a Cowboys fan. So I know somebody's really looking forward to this game. I know. I've taken the Cowboys all season. I mean, I don't want to go against them now. I will take the Cowboys. Adam, who would you like?
The Cowboys have pissed me off to they're like they're my Raiders for like how sold is with like every time you pick them they lose. It's just I can't get a feel for it.
Yeah, well, both of these teams, it's been which team are you going to get?
The thing is I think I have a better track record with the Niners this year than I do the Cowboys. And I just right now with the way Devo's playing and how I mean for them to come back 17-0 or 17-3 against the Rams, I mean they're kind of in that they're kind of like the Bengals of the right now of the NFC, that they're kind of that hot team that nobody's talking about. They're kind of quietly just winning games and nobody's talking about them. So I'm actually going to go out on a limb. I'm going to take the 49ers to upset the Cowboys this week.
I totally agree with the fact that you don't know what Dallas team you're getting week in, week out, and it's very unnerving. The thing is, fair or not, I look at the 49ers and I feel some of their wins they literally have to pull out of their own ass to get. I don't think they can do that in this game. So I'm going to go with Dallas.
Oh, another thing to my point for my pick too, I trust Robbie Gould more than I do Greg Zerline.
Oh God! Oh.
Fair.
Now you're my pick. That's right. If we got to rely on friggin' Zerline to kick a goddamn extra point, we're screwed.
He's due for about one miss a game on an extra point.
Yes, I know. Oh. And you can't trust Zeke to run in a 2-point conversion. So, oh my God. Now you're making me rethink my pick.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Looks like we got other picks coming in. Yes, we've got other picks there. People are popping them in. And let you guys turn around and see them too. So it looks like Burridge went Bengals, Bills. He went with the Eagles. Ooh. Cowboys. Chefs.
He's a goat hater.
Well, you know. And Sean gets picks. It's amazing the guys who didn't get picks in are getting picks in. Well, there you go. There's a sign. Sean picked the 49ers too. You're screwed now.
Yeah, Sean was our Doug this year.
That's why I felt good when I said it. Sean picked the Bills.
And Suds is also taking the 49ers. Oh. Suds also took 49ers. He also took the Bengals, too.
Anybody taking the Raiders other than Sean?
We'll see what Doug comes up with here shortly. We'll see what Doug thinks. Yeah, I don't see anybody else's just yet. I was gonna say Doug could possibly pull that together too. Next up, the Steelers at the Chiefs.
Okay. Over under is 46.5. The Chiefs are favored by 12.5. I mean,
It dropped 2 points already.
I'm gonna ask. Does anybody want the Steelers? No.
Fuck no.
Hell no.
Not us.
Happy retirement, Ben.
Yeah.
It's funny to me that some of these Steeler fans, like, I said earlier, we're talking all this shit. And it's like, don't you realize they waxed your ass once already by 26 points? I mean, and you guys can. And if you look back at the Steelers' last 5 or 6 games, I think they scored like 28 was their highest. Like they're not going to be able to get into a shootout with the Chiefs. It's just not going to happen.
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be on like Donkey Kong too. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of weird. We got a Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
For playoff weekend. It's strange.
So, Cards Rams over under is 50.
50?
Rams are favored by 4. I mean, out of all of them, maybe Cowboys Niners to an extent, this could turn into a shootout.
Yeah. As much as so far Ryan, Suds, and Sean have taken the Cards, I am going to go with the Rams.
To be honest,
the Rams have a little score to settle with the Cards after earlier this year, and I think they're still kind of salty about it. I think McVay is pissed, and he wants to put a foot down.
The thing is, I literally leading up and to the Kansas City Pittsburgh game and all that jazz, I'm literally looking at the records of the teams, not the records of the two teams, but the recent schedules of the two teams. And the problem is that doesn't help because the Cards are like 2-3 in their last 5. But at the same time, how many of those games did Murray play?
Maybe 1.
And at the
2.
Then you've got the Rams who are like 6-1 in their last 7. But then you look at the teams they played, and they played the Vikings, and they played Jacksonville, and they played Detroit, and it's not really telling me much. I'm going to go with the Rams, just like George. I think they're a better team, and I think they have a better defense. And as stupid as it sounds, I actually think the team is going to step up and say, we want to get a playoff win for our quarterback.
Agreed.
Even if he tries to lose it for us.
Right.
Right. Adam, what do you think?
It's hard to say because the Cardinals, they're just another one of those teams that no matter what I do, they do the opposite. I mean, I guess at this point, this is going to probably be something I don't think many people would ever think these words would be uttered.
JJ was activated yesterday.
Right.
Which means he is on 21-day. He's on practice.
Well, so and Rams got Cam Akers back too, correct?
Yes, they did. And
so,
he played a little bit yesterday.
But and like I said, like I was getting to and saying is that I'm going to put my belief in Stafford, and I think the Rams are going to win.
My thing with the Cards, okay, they're 11-6, and I have no idea what we're getting from this team. I don't even know what this team is. I don't have a clue.
They're kind of like the Steelers last year. They came out on fire to start the season and then fizzled out a little bit and did just enough. They did more than enough to get themselves in, but they're a Jekyll and Hyde team. I mean, it's like literally, you want to talk about anything, look at a team before Halloween. Then after the Halloween week, start looking the other way and look how much things changed after that week.
Yep.
Well, and no D-Hop this time around either. So,
yeah,
you know, it's going to be real interesting. Very interesting game, needless to say. Plus, it goes up against us. Damn it, punks.
That's all right. We'll just game cast it like we did last week.
Yeah,
The Browns.
the Browns watch party. Yeah, you can watch party that. No problem. No problem, Drill Sergeant. No problem. What's the epic disaster on the national championship so far?
just started the third quarter. It's 9-6 Alabama.
Yeah, I was going to last I saw was 9-6.
Good Lord, I think I'm just going to go to bed.
The barn burner.
I was going to say the what was the total for the over under on this game?
Oh God, it was like 52.
I was going to say, wasn't it in the low 50s? I could have sworn you might have said 52 and a half.
I'm just hoping
that was Burridge. Burridge threw that out.
Was it Burridge? I thought somebody threw. See, this is what happens when other people try to do your job.
I know, but you know what? I appreciate the fact that somebody else has got a hobby.
They're trying. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, they're trying to be helpful. We'll put it that way. They're trying to be helpful.
Yeah, it was 52 and a half. That's what it opened at.
Wow, everybody who took the under right now is going, yes.
Yeah, everybody who took the under is going, holy crap. Yeah, right now it's sitting at, and it keeps moving. It just dropped from 41 to 39 and a half.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, whoever took the under at 52 and a half is going, hey, yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll see if either of the teams woke up. I doubt it. I'm not gonna.
It's kind of like, somebody put up there, it's like, who you got? I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
We've seen this movie before. It was ugly one way before. Now it's even uglier. It's like, why bother? They made a sequel. And the sequel sucks too. Alrighty. Well then. We are outing.
Yeah.
We will catch you all next week. See you all on the flip side. Oh, we didn't even do the break.